Hi! I'm trying to get this right. I thought I could do it. I could give you a good view of my double chin. Okay. Hello. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Let me know if you don't hear me. Welcome. Okay. Welcome to the Love-In. Hello, everybody. Who's here? Oh, Meredith. Hi, Meredith. How are you? I'm so glad you're here. I'm so happy. That makes me so happy. My support, my support American. So how's everybody doing? Oh, hi, Joelle. Thank you. Hi, Liz. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, my girls are here. Oh my gosh, I feel so supported. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. I really, really, really appreciate it. So, how was everybody's week? Meredith is good. Joelle is good. Lizzie's good. Hey, hey. I would not miss. Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I don't know who's all coming, but welcome to the Love-In. I'm thinking, I think I'm gonna do this every Thursday or Friday. I'm not sure, but it's like the Love-In. Get it? Like the Love-In. Feeling about the same since Wednesday. Oh gosh, well maybe we can fix that a little bit tonight. I'm hoping that maybe we can do something and maybe get some perspective going. At least we can talk about, at least we can empower ourselves, like make us feel like there's something that we can do. Because yeah, it's this whole thing. I don't want to, get political. Like I totally don't want to get political because I don't really think that that's the problem. I think the problem is that we're so fear driven, and it's just creating like chaos. It's creating a terrible mess, terrible mess. It's creating extremism, radicalization, and people are so reactive. Everybody's just reacting, and it's making it hard. It's making it super hard just to be good. Just to be a good person. Meredith says, yes, I need this. It's all about love right now. It is. And I am seeing that other people in the, in the social media world are like that. I think this happened last time too. But hopefully we can keep this going. And I'm hoping to give some substance to it tonight rather than, just a slogan, live, laugh, love, or, like in my thumbnail, you gotta let love rule, which is also a slogan, but it's such a great song. It's all about love, love, love. Okay, I'm gonna bring you closer so I can read you. Yes, so I made a playlist. I put it in the community post, but I'll link it to this when it uploads. And it's just my a Spotify playlist. It's called, the Love-In, the Love-In. And it's just a bunch of songs that they're not necessarily love songs, but some of them are. But they're just a bunch of songs that kind of like remind you of that either feeling of love or why it's important to be love driven. And they fill you with joy, they fill you with feeling, so I just created that I thought it would be fun. Well, it was really fun making it. I was up until like 2:00 last night making it. I was obsessed. And I was being very careful, like to make sure, that these were pure love-driven songs. I mean, some of them have lines that you might be like, what? Is that really love-driven? Like, what is that? Florence and the Machine. What's that song? Oh, Happiness. Do do do. Yeah, okay. So, guys, gals, sorry. Joelle is Praline Lady Milner, if you want to know. That's Joelle. She lives near me. So Joelle, who's Praline Lady Milner, because she's from Louisiana, it is a spirit of chaos and fear. The only way to fix it is to pour out positive, and it will come back. Yes, yes, absolutely. So I don't know. Would you mind if I mean, this is a little weird for me, okay? But would you mind if we did a little centering prayer? I'm gonna have to read it, but it's for everybody. It's not like any particular sect or religion. I mean, it's just for everybody. Would that be cool? Like just to kind of center ourselves. It's what we do in a Quaker meeting too. Oh, Meredith, lucky Joelle. Yeah, well, we just started hanging out. Joelle and I had a really funny DM sesh the other day that resulted in us meeting each other out in the wild, which is fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this. It's centering prayer, love over fear, and it's just to center us. So, Spirit of all life, guide us in this moment to open our hearts to the truth of love. May we release the fears that bind us and keep us small, and instead embrace the love that connects us all. Whether we name you God, Goddess, Spirit, or Source, we ask for the strength to see beyond division, to know that love is the path that will unite us. May we find the courage to choose love over fear, compassion over judgment, and connection over separation. Let us be vessels of peace for ourselves, for others, and for this world. And amen, so mote it be, whatever is your favorite ending. So, oh, there's more to it. Oops. Center again. Center. Let's get back to it. In this time together, may we feel the presence of divine love that calls us forward, not as people of fear, but as people of hope, of trust, and shared humanity. So mote it be. Do you love it, Lizzie? Oh, good. I'm glad. I think, we got to do this. Chandra Mosbeth's beautiful prayer. Wouldn't it be amazing if the whole country could say that? How can we make that happen? Do you remember, like, what was it? The Coca-Cola Pepsi commercial? I wish the world a Coke. What was that song? I'd love to give the world a Coke, but not without the Coke. Let's do this without the Coke. In perfect harmony. I'd love to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. That's it. Yeah. I'd love to buy the world some hope. I don't know. Let's not even buy. We don't need to commodify hope. Yes, the whole country needs to be centered. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. I'd like to make the world a home in perfect harmony. So I'm going to talk a little bit about fear, like how it's like contagious, just like love. And I'm just going to talk about like the love fear math, the math of it all. And both are contagious in the same way. But do you know like about compound interest or geometric progression or just exponential growth? I mean, that's what it's like. So when we're out there creating connections, whether it's online or out in the world, that connection could be fear-based or it could be love-based. And with each connection, um, that's like we have a one-on-one connection, but that person might go and connect with 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and those 2, 3, 4, 5 people can go and connect with even more people, and it could spread like wildfire. Like whether it's love or hate, it could just it can go like crazy. It can absolutely go like crazy, and we don't need it to take over everything. We just need like a predominance of it. Is that a word? Predominance? Can we say that? Um, so I think that is something to like keep in mind in our interactions. And believe me, I'm not doing so great. I'm not a saint at this. I I can get very triggered. So I'm not perfect. I can get very triggered, and I can be very clever in the comment section. Like I can snark like nobody's business. you know, I'm very good at it. But I got it. I got to not be this way. And because, when you think of like the love math and the fear math and how it can take off like wildfire, and how we can create so much change just by one interaction, just our little selves. Like we can create our world. We can co-create the world this way. Um, and it's not just that, like, we can also be the place where hate dies. Someone says something ridiculous and you don't play along. You don't let it trigger you, and um, you don't pay it forward, but you can pay love forward. I mean, just just being like a what do you call it? A fire break, so that wildfire can't take over. Audrey, oh my gosh, Audrey, thank you so much for showing up. That's so sweet. Audrey interviewed me um, a little while ago, and it was so fun. I'll have to put a link to that. She does this. It's over now, right? I don't know if it's going to come back if there's another season, but she does this whole series of the lives of, where she just interviews like so many different people, like just like all the people in her life. There's no niche to it, and so it's actually really cool because there's just a lot of texture. You get to just experience different lives, and there's no like, it's not like bias. They all get the same questions, everything, and I think it's so cool. Season 3 is coming. So she's how old are you now? I keep thinking you're 16, but she's quite the entrepreneur. She's got a really cool newsletter, and she's got a business, or she runs a business with her sister. 15. Okay, you see, like, you seem so much older to me. So we're really good friends, all of us. Her, like her parents, and us. We're family. She's my niece. So hi, Kimberly. Is it Kimberly? Wait, Kimberly. Kimberly from Yellow Springs? Oh, is that Kimberly from Yellow Springs? I've seen your name, but I wasn't sure. Are you like a real friend of mine in real life? Thank you. Thank you for being happy that I'm alive. Okay, from Georgia. Okay, I was wondering if it was. I have a friend named Kim Miller from Yellow Springs. Oh, you wish you were. You where do you wish you were from in Yellow Springs, or you wish you were in Georgia, or I'm in North Carolina now, so okay, cool. I did see your name, so thank you so much. So yeah, so about the love and fear math, I don't know. We can make a choice, and we can create a world just by every reaction, every interaction. And if we fail, it's not a big deal. We just pick it up again the next time. It's not a big deal. We're human. We're gonna fail. We're gonna be triggered. It's gonna happen. But if we kind of keep it in our mind, always keep it in our mind that, okay, we need to turn this around. We need to turn this around. If we're doing that more than we did before, we're going to make a difference. So Kim says, "No, I wish you were a friend in real life." Oh, we are friends. Well, we're not that far from each other though. I'm in North Carolina. Oh, thank you. She says, "I think your channel is so free and cool." Oh, hi. Oh my gosh. Everybody. Uh, okay. 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 I keep having a problem with the name. Um, I don't know. Heather. No, it's not. Okay. All right. I should just like let it just go. Heather. Heather. It is. Okay. Woo. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I got it. I did get it. Yay. So Heather Elizabeth from Antique Agenda, she's a YouTuber, and she goes on the road to like antique shows and and she goes thrifting, and she meets up with like other YouTubers who do the same thing. She is a delight. If you like my personality, you're gonna like her personality for sure. She's got so much energy. She's gorgeous, and I absolutely love her auctions. She and her husband, they do these auctions, and they're so well done, and they have like the things that they put these packages together of like antique, beautiful things, and auction them off. It's not, from what I've seen, it's not incredibly expensive, but it's so fun. It's so fun. There's just like this little community down in the comment section, and I love it. Yes, it's a Friday night no fear party. Woohoo! I need to find one of those stickers, like from the 80s. I grew up in California. Skaters, surfers, no fear. And yeah, the stickers, they were like very skaterly, and yeah, there was, yeah. Okay, Heather, that sounds great. Okay, yeah, Mare. I don't know when's your next live, Heather, because Mare and we need to have a little girls' date and going out at your live, and so does everybody else. We all have to go there and just watch it. It's so fun. It's just so fun. It's like QVC, but like way better because it's like history, and I don't know. I love it. I absolutely love it. So yeah, we need to go over to her lives and hang out. We need to make these lives like our third spaces where we just like go hang out. This Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay, ladies, we're gonna be there. 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday at Antique Agenda. I'll put a link in the description when this loads. It might take a while because I plan on going like an hour tonight. So it will probably take a couple hours for this it always seems to take a long time to process. So, yeah. Oh my gosh! Everybody's here! Nightmare Bliss! Yay! Oh, thank you so much for coming. This is awesome. So her name is Mare, right? And we have two Mares here. We have Meredith. She's like Mere, and we have Mare, Mare. And so Mare it does makeup. She is, what do you call it? Eldergoth. To the best of my knowledge, her niche is indie makeup. Like indie tends to be vegan, really, and she does really cool thematic makeup looks. And she's like super raw too. Like she's super authentic, super raw. The other day she did a vlog where she was driving around. Oh, where is it that you live? I had to look it up. It's like amazing. It's like in the Appalachians up near New York area. I can't remember, but it's beautiful. Like you're so lucky to live there. Yes, all indie, vegan, and cruelty free, and it's so fun. And she's got a big heart. I could tell. I could tell. I mean, she's just got the Mama Goth energy. The Poconos. That's right. I'm originally from the West Coast, so I'm not like I don't know everything about everything here on the East Coast yet. Juliet. Oh my gosh. So Julia is Audrey's sister, and they run a business together, and they make these incredible cards, like hand painted, um, just hand painted like postcards and bookmarks, and oh gosh, you're doing something new too. What was it that you're doing? So I'll put their info. I'll put Audrey and Juliet's business down below. I'll put everybody's YouTube channel, Antique Agenda, Nightmare Bliss, all of it. So Mare from Nightmare Bliss says we have little mountains compared to the West Coast. Yeah, I mean, I lived in the I lived in New Mexico. I lived I lived in the Sierras. Those are pretty big mountains, but still, it's so lovely. We're like a couple hours from that. Well, I mean, we could drive an hour and start getting to mountain. Maybe, yeah, we could start getting into the mountain. But like to get to like Asheville and stuff, it's about 3 hours. Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk about. So we talked about love math and fear math, and how it compounds and creates it creates exponential connections. And it's not like compound interest where that is like it's just mathematical, and it spreads out equally. This is like well, I'm just getting too much in the deets. I'm getting too much in the deets. The dog days are, oh yeah, I'm not going to start singing. I'm sorry. You got me excited. Democracy meow. That is such a great name. Dog days. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, dog days. Yeah, I created a playlist, a Spotify playlist, which I'll put in the description. And dog days are over is one of them. Yeah, yes, the dog days aren't over, that's for sure. But it is the song of hope. So okay, so in terms of, I'm going to share some ways of reducing our fear triggered responses and not contributing to the overall fear base of society. And that is, so when I have not been really looking at the internet that much, because every time I open up my phone, I just now that I'm so focused on fear-based versus love-based, I just see so much crap out there. Like everything is mean. Like everybody is mean. Everybody's reactive, and everybody's kind of being dehumanizing. There's one thing that like just really drives me crazy, and I just feel it. I feel it. It's visceral. And that is the laughing emoji. Like even if I see it on other people's content, like someone will say something, and someone will write something, and then someone will respond, you know, in a way that ridicules them, like, "Oh, you don't know anything. This is what it really is." Laugh, 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 laugh. Or if you just say something at all and they disagree with you, instead of forming a cohesive argument, doing critical thinking or any of that, they just do the laugh emoji. They're just laughing, laughing, laughing. And I did a post on Facebook today about that. And I featured the Carrie. Remember Carrie, Stephen King's Carrie? Well, there was a scene where she's like getting her makeup done, and her mom's like telling her like to take off that dress. You could see your nippies, and then I don't know, in the scene her date drives by, but he doesn't stay, like he doesn't park. He goes around again or something. And then her mom just goes into complete like psychotic mode and starts, saying, they're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. It's like a terrible, 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 terrible scene. But that that fear, that fear of being laughed at, it's so deep. It goes so deep. We all experience. It's like it's the most terrible emoji when it's used that way. The idea of like it's a thing of nightmares to have all these people coming at you on social media, all laughing at you. The dog pile, ha 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 ha. It's like a thing. It's phantasmagoric. It's just awful. It's just awful, and it's like such tolerated bullying, but it happens all the time, and it just goes so deep because that kind of that makes you feel rejected and that you don't belong and that you're not cared for or loved and like if this were happening in the wild, that would mean that you were being rejected by your community, that you were defenseless now, that it would be an attack to your survivability. You use it to laugh at myself, kind of. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I use it just to laugh. But yeah, I would use it to laugh at myself, I guess. No. I'm pretty literal about things. So yeah. So what did Juliet? Oh yeah. Oh gosh, you should see the things that they do. Yeah. Yeah, so I was just thinking about, that, like those little microaggressions. It's not even the big stuff. It's those little things that just eat at people's self-esteem. And then they get a big shot of it. They get a big hit of it, and then they go and, you know, shit on someone else's parade. And it's just over and over and over again. And then before you know it, you've got fear related responses just like compounding and spreading like little nodes of fear, just going out there into the world. Donna Walmsley, 101, Style and Life at Any Age. She says, I really think that there seems to be more negative people who like to be heard, the laughing, mocking thing, where sensible people just think their own sensible thoughts. Right. And if you're a sensible person, if you are a thinking, nuanced person, if you put your thoughts out there, they're going to be laughed at because people are so much in their kind of black and white fear-based. They're in their corners, and that's all they know. And so if you say anything that doesn't align with their corner, with what they think, they are immediately, so many people, not everybody, of course, they immediately demonize you and they immediately put you into the other corner, even though you don't belong there at all. And that's how people get radicalized. I mean, there's like so many people who, like Elon Musk, I don't want to get political, but he's not really political, but he was definitely radicalized. He was definitely, I think, bullied into a corner. Yep, it's a domino effect. Nightmare Bliss says, I seriously talk more to myself and my dogs and other. Yeah, me too. And I think it drives people who want to trigger me crazy. Oh, I know, lipstick. Yeah, well, you are very self-expressive too. So like, I mean, that's, I also dress in a very unique way. Both Mares that I'm talking to, we all dress in a very unique way. And that tells people that they can't, in a way, it's like, they're like, it tells people that we are not going to respond in the way that they want us to respond. So they tend to leave us alone, I think. Oh, yes. Okay, Joelle. I don't know why I didn't mention this. Okay, Joelle. She's been trying to sing songs of hope each day and not looking at the internet. Social media has become so passive aggressive, and I'm about to put myself out there with a project, and I'm so nervous. Okay, Joelle is incredibly creative. She has an amazing voice, and she goes on Instagram, and she doesn't show her face, but it's okay. She just shows the ceiling. I don't know. I think you should show a picture of something, a cat or something, dog. something. But her voice, it's husky and it's just emotive and it's so beautiful and she's beautiful. And yeah, we need to get her out there because you sing in public, right? Sometimes. Ah, her voice is so incredible. And she and I are going to, we've been talking about it. We haven't exactly done it, but have you heard of NaNoWriMo? It's this thing, it's like a writing thing. It occurs in the month of November where people maybe get together socially, but maybe not. There's also like YouTube channels where they do it, or um, I don't know, people get together online too. And people write the first draft of a book. It's like 40,000 words, and it's just a rough draft. They just get together and they just like write really fast. And like the whole point is kind of like you not thinking too much, not worrying, not fretting, not overthinking, not trying to be a perfectionist, but just getting the bones of that book down. And I started it actually. I started writing, but I haven't been necessarily doing it every day, and I really need to do it. And I need to get those like 2,000 words a day. So Nightmare Bless, Mare. Little known fact, I'm a yoga instructor and taught meditation, so it's really hard to make you angry. Yeah, yes. Um, yes. And that is a really good point that you bring up, because that is also a great tool for not getting triggered, or maybe you get triggered, but for but for creating making the buck stop there, if you're angry or full of fear or whatever. Meditation, it really helps you control your emotions. And I do meditate. I go to Quaker meetings, y'all know that. So I do an hour of meditation. An hour of meditation in my meeting. It's like social meditation, or prayer. It's silent prayer. It's like it's listening. I do that every week, and I do walking, like meditation, I call it walking prayer. I walk around my yard, and usually I do it for exercise, and I do it with music, and I do it with podcasts, but I always try to do about 30 minutes a day. I don't always do it, but 30 minutes a day where I'm just listening to nature, where I'm just tuned in to where I'm at. And I consider that kind of a meditation. I tried this like walking meditation on Spotify, and it was just crazy. It was just like, no, close your eyes and breathe. And it had me like just standing out there in the middle of my yard with my eyes closed for like 3 minutes, breathing and like just falling over. Like it's all relax your legs, relax your arms. I'm like, I can't hold myself up anymore. I'm too relaxed. It didn't make sense to me. Oh, Weston's here. Hi, dude. I remember you, Weston. So I came on yesterday because, well, we're going to bring Joel back into the story. I was talking to Joel in DMs over on Instagram, and she's like, "Oh crap, you have to go live. You have to go on live now." And I'm like, "No, that's tomorrow." And then I realized, oh, I thought yesterday was Wednesday, not Thursday. And so I got on. I was late. I was like 15 minutes late, and yeah, so I ended up getting on, and Weston joined us, and and Weston kept calling us a dude, and because I'm from California, I kind of know what dude means. It's not a dude like in California. It's not really calling you a guy. It's like an exclamation point. It's kind of like ojalá, or look. It's like look. I mean, of course, it probably originated with like dude, but it's like look, da 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 da, like an exclamation point. Yeah. So, so welcome, Joelle. Free thinking. Yes. Yeah. You know, like if you're a free thinker, you have a lot more options. Like if you get triggered, because you have access to many different kinds of thoughts, many different kinds of angles and perspectives, you have more pathways out, away from that anger. There's more doors open to you. People who don't have that, who aren't free thinking, they don't have a lot of doors. Um, they're like in an escape room. They don't have that yet. But we know how to get out of that escape room pretty well. Um, so nightmare bliss. Praline lady, she's talking to Joelle, don't be scared. I used to be afraid to sing until a good friend said he was mad at me for not sharing my gift. Yes. He said my fear was selfish. It is true. And hearing that changed my whole approach. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. It is selfish. And I'm going to explain why I think it's selfish. When you have a gift and you don't bring it forth, what is the reason why you don't bring it forth? It's judgment. You're afraid of being judged. You're afraid of something that's going to happen to you. You're afraid about how you feel. And so you're holding back your gifts because you're afraid of something that's going to happen to you when you can do so much good by putting your gifts out there. And I'm gonna give an example that's actually like smaller. It's not as big as having the gift of a beautiful voice, but just having the gift of compliments, like the gift of seeing beauty where you are, like seeing beauty in people when you're out and about and you see someone, they're beautiful. And you're like, oh, but I don't want to tell them that they're beautiful because they're going to think I'm creepy. They're going to take it the wrong way. So you hold back. You hold back that compliment when that compliment could do so much. I mean, maybe they're having a really shitty day. Maybe they're having a shitty year. Maybe they will remember that. Maybe, they will remember that you saw them as beautiful. And it's not even necessarily like aesthetic beauty. It's just, like don't hold back on those things. When you have an opportunity to give someone love, if you can give it, and don't worry about like being judged by a stranger, someone you probably will never meet again. If they can't take it, if they can't take your compliment, if they think it's creepy, it's only because they don't like themselves, that they don't trust someone who thinks they're beautiful, because because they wouldn't be friends, as Woody Allen puts it. They wouldn't be friends with someone who liked them. They wouldn't be friends with someone who kept someone like them company. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I think you should. I mean, she does. She puts her voice out there. That's for sure. But yeah. You do open mic? Oh my gosh. Okay. When are you going open mic? When's your next open mic? I'm gonna go. I'm going if I'm in town. Okay, so so I did a walking meditation at a Zen Buddhist temple. There's art to it for sure. Wow. I don't even know what that's like. Is that like the maze? Is that like the kind of, we have a local park near us, and it has a labyrinth, and I did it the other day. And I, even with my dog pulling on me, and I got a lot of insight from it. Because the maze, you start walking towards the center, but the maze starts taking you away from the center, and you have to go all the way around, and it's a very indirect path to the center. And then you find yourself in another quadrant, and you have to go all the way around that quadrant. And it's sort of like the four directions. Like, I don't know if y'all know about the four directions, but like if you're like Wiccan or listen to Alan, what's his, like if like the north, well, we all know north, south, east, west, but like north as in earth, south, am I getting it right? East is air, west is water, north is earth, and south is fire. think I got that right. But you know, it's like an alchemy thing. You got to have all those you have to kind of get those forces together before you can get to God. And I don't obviously don't really understand it very well. I'm not an alchemist. But I did get a sense of the journey, you know, while I was doing it, while I was like walking the maze and everything. Like you have to do this, and then you have to do this, and then you have to do this, and it's patience, and you get a sense of it's a rhythm, and it's a coming together of things, and I don't know. So um, it's like, hey, okay, Kimberly. I think she meant Kimberly says it's like, hey, oh, hey there in the South. What was that about? Hey there in the South. Yeah. So I'm in North Carolina. And you must be. So, Kim, I'm in a bathing suit. I've been in a bathing suit like for the like past 6 months. It's so hot here still. It's still hot here. I can't imagine what it's like in Georgia still. Are you? Of course, you're experiencing it. Okay. Mm. So, open mic. Oh, but open. Oh, she sings. Okay, Joel's. Chandra. Everyone has experience with it, so I trust. I'm just reading everything. Yes, Stevie. The people who judge on social media are always faceless keyboard warriors who are generally terrified out in public and are just jealous. They could never sing, talk in front of others. I know. And they just try to bring people down. And it's hard because so when they say when someone says, well, okay, yes, these people are jealous. And they don't want to see empowered people. That is really hard for them. I don't exactly know all the psychology behind it, but it's intimidating. You know, it's just like when the other day there was a reel where Kate Moss, she did the runway, and she's stunning. She's so stunning. She's wearing this beautiful outfit that has like a little cutout in her belly. It's like a lace outfit with like gossamer capes. Like, I don't know, it's just really pretty. And they kept talking about her belly. People were like talking about how like old women shouldn't model, or like whatever. She looks great. She absolutely looks great, but people they just attacked her because they can't handle. I think they can't handle seeing someone confident, or they can't handle someone breaking the rules. I think that's very intimidating, you know, maybe even for like the opposite sex when they see that women in their 50s and 60s are still out there and they're still hot and they're still hot for them. But they've been told that they are not supposed to be not supposed to have those feelings for an older woman. That's all part of the social control. The whole idea is to make older women not step into their power. And part of that is to convince everybody that they are invisible. And so these men are like, they are confused when find themselves attracted to these older women. And so they react. I feel like in such a way as if even their sexuality was being questioned. That's just what it seems to me. So I think I got a little off track. But yeah, and there's like so much internalized misogyny. There's just so many people who just cannot stand people enjoying themselves and being in their power, and but we can't get mad about it. We just gotta keep being our lovely selves, and maybe just be a place where fear dies, Oh, I always forget about the labyrinth near me. Do you have a labyrinth too? It's there. I don't know. I always have to walk it. But yeah, it's just in a hiking area. We did it. We had one in Santa Fe too when I lived in New Mexico. St. Francis Cathedral. There's a beautiful labyrinth there too. So Nightmare Bliss says the walking meditation I did was in a square, and we had to stay focused for sure. There were a lot of us. The key is stepping super slowly. Oh, oh, yes, you should do a video. I like that. So I was doing it with my dogs. like, uh, oh, so Heather from Antique Agenda says it's been snowing here for 3 days straight. She's in Colorado. And I know, like, I have my friends, my family is in New Mexico. And we always know the weather that we're going to get in New Mexico because it always occurs in Colorado first. And it's been snowing for days in New Mexico. Yeah, you were like, I always knew what was going to happen just from looking at you guys. Except for monsoon season. Then we get more like the monsoon stuff coming, I guess, up from wherever then we get where the hurricanes are coming from. I actually think that they come up from the western hurricanes, but I don't know. Nightmare Bliss. By the way, literally everyone is dude to me. My dog that passed away this last February was named Little Dude. Oh, I'm sorry. Little Dude. I'm sorry. Yeah, we just recently lost our dog Tux. And it was, when was it? It was, I don't keep track of time. I'm very linear. not a very linear person. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Joel says it's been hot. I need it to cool out. I do too. It's just been crazy. And I feel really grateful that I have the privilege to wear a bathing suit all day. Oh, so many people do not have that privilege. Europe is better about this. Kelly Murray says Europe is better about this. So, what are we talking about? Are we talking about not being assholes? Not being driven by love, more driven by love than fear? I think, I mean, that's my experience, but of course I don't have the whole experience. I have family in Alsace, but I don't, that we talk to, and they always seem, to be different than our family, in Ohio and stuff like that. But there's also a language barrier because I don't speak French. Nightmare Bliss. Always remember people only attack what they are intimidated by or jealous of because they see their own shortcomings. I'd like to say I'm too old to care what everybody, right. I mean, we always have to remember where it's coming from. I think there's something, though, that we also need to consider because when we dismiss people, oh, don't worry about what she's saying. She's just jealous. What we're kind of doing is we are also dehumanizing them in a way because we're saying, oh, that's not a person. That person's not real. That person is a singular emotion. They're just the embodiment of jealousy. So that can even have like a dehumanizing and not very, I don't know, like it's not entirely love-based. I know, maybe I'm getting annoying. I don't know. I might be getting annoying to you. I really do get deep in the deets. Maybe to the point, that it gets to be impossible. Paralysis by perfection. So, Joelle, that's Praline Milner, says, I really honestly do think people have gotten to a point with it feels so awful they have to make others feel badly to feel better. Yes, but it's not It's sort of like when you feel better because you made someone feel awful momentarily, it's just like you just pushed a lever, like you're a rat pushing a lever and getting your dose of cocaine. You know, if you're a lab rat, it's a cocaine study. Um, it's like scrolling on the internet and you know, seeing something aspirational, and for a moment you're like, that's my life, but it's not, and it passes, and it's just like it's just like cheap dopamine. um, so it doesn't linger, it doesn't build you up in the long run. um, it just gives you a small little high, you know. It's like huffing, it's like huffing liquid paper. You know, it kills your brain in a way, and you know, it doesn't help. So Meredith says, my skiing fanatic partner is itching to get out there. Yes, we miss you guys. We miss you guys. We're planning on going out there in December, hopefully. We're to New Mexico, not Colorado. But I don't know. Maybe I'll connect with Heather. She was talking about maybe going to Santa Fe. I don't know. Maybe I'll go to, if we have time. It would be fun. It would be fun to do, you know, like some antiquing or thrifting kind of video together. We do have some overlap. She's strictly, I mean, we have some overlap because I do the thrift hauls, but she's more of an antiquer. But I too am kind of an antiquer, but I don't really know what I'm antiquing. I'm actually learning from her lives, like getting a little bit more history behind things, and it's fun. I would like to know the origin of things, but I don't always know. We do try to look things up, but yeah. Sorry about little dude. Yes. Oh, two dogs is here. I think being a dog mom is so hard, because if you love them with all your heart, it's just like loving anybody with all your heart. And when you choose to get a dog knowing that you're going to love them with all your heart, it's kind of heroic, you know, because it's like choosing, I hope I don't get shade for this, but it's like choosing a terminally ill child. Like you are choosing to put your heart um, on a limb. You know, I mean, on a limb. What's the right word? Like you know it's gonna hurt. You know you're gonna be heartbroken. Like with our Smokey and Lila. Oh my God. I wake up every morning with one of them, like literally in my arms, sharing my pillow, and I don't even know they're there because they just replace my husband when he gets out. They just take the arm. And I need that. I need them so bad. They're like, I need them. And I just, they are everything. They're everything. What, I don't know. They're everything. They're the whole entire universe. Kelly Murray, older women can be attractive. Of course. Yes. I think older women are attractive. You know, I personally, um, I mean, I'm not attracted to really young people. You know, they look young. I don't know. I love the, you know, like when someone is confident and they are wise and they know what they want, and there's like a fierceness about them, or even if it's like a beatitude about them, they don't have to be like fierce. You know, they could be like, you know, Miss Mary. I love Mother Mary. She's a little creepy. I found her at a thrift store, but I collect Marys. I'm not Catholic, but I'm a little Gnostic, and yeah, I'm a little into Mary. So okay, Joelle is gonna put her bathing suit on tomorrow. Yes, because it's gonna get cool next week. So you need to take advantage of it now. So here's my theory about being driven by love. Okay. When we put When you put out love, people gravitate to that. Oh, yes. And if you put out fear, people feel that as well. So I do think it's important to not let people penetrate the good that we have and ignore all the crazy. Yes. Good point about jealousy. Oh, Nightmare says, good point. Joelle, um, yes, you always have such wonderful insights, and I really love talking to you, and I can't wait to hang out with you more. And maybe we can hang all out together with Mare too. She travels a lot. Um, so Nightmare Bliss says, good point about jealousy. I couldn't elaborate much because the content has a limit to how much we can type. Oh, I didn't know that. That sucks. I would actually like to do a Zoom call or something, like get something like that regular so that we can all talk, so that we can all take the floor. It's not just me. I kind of feel like I have to keep talking. I want, because there's going to be a replay. Like this is going to become a video. And so that's why I keep talking, because I want to keep the show going on. But it's me kind of dominating the conversation, me kind of, women-splaining everything. But part of that is I just want to keep the flow going. I want to keep the show going. But I would really love to do something where we could Zoom. Maybe not like a huge amount of people, but this is a good group, what we've got here. And just get together, maybe, a couple times a month and just Zoom, just talk in a safe space about all kinds of things that we might not be able to talk about out in social media. We would talk about it in the wild. And that's like one of the things that is lost, is we used to have safe spaces, and some of us still do, like just amongst our friends, like in our own living rooms when we had friends over, or we go to coffee houses. If we just regularly go to places, we don't do that as much anymore. And we would get very comfortable and we would shoot the shit. We would like talk about things that were off kind of limits sometimes. And then our friends might reel us in, but in a compassionate way. They wouldn't say, you're a racist or something. No, they would be like, let's work on this. It used to be that way. And we're losing that. So I don't know. I would love to have a space where we have we can talk, and we have a way to express ourselves, and even and kind of work out things that um um I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I just sometimes stop mid-sentence because I get overwhelmed. That's another reason why, it'd be nice to Zoom, because then I'd be like, okay, let's give it to Mare. Okay. Okay. So, Nightmare Bliss says, I think insecurities is better too, because that's more validating of their feelings. Yes, we all have insecurities too. What would we be without them? It's okay. Like insecurities also show us, like anything that's negative, makes us conscious. Anything that's negative lends consciousness to all our positives, Like, for instance, I used to have, get this, I have to burp. Sorry. I used to have terrible stage fright. I would never be able to do this. Never, ever, ever, ever. You have no idea how long I've been working on this. So like if some of you out there are like, I can't do that, I can't go in public. Well, you got to start if you want to do it. And it might take some time. So I started doing this, and I don't know if Audrey and Juliet are here, but I started doing this when I lived in a small village of Yellow Springs, and it was tight. Like we knew everybody, and if you wanted to know what you were going to do that day, just ask your neighbor, because they already knew. But it was also like everybody kind of expected you to kind of believe the same thing, and I'm so out of the box. I just can't do that. I'm a rebel, I'm a contrarian. And, if you say something, I got to think about it. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to analyze that. No presuppositions here. I question everything. And, so, but I was not feeling myself at all. I was feeling really constrained, and I was in that constraint, that not being myself, having to put on a mask, just made me totally lose myself. It made me like afraid. It literally gave me agoraphobia. Like I just didn't want to go out. And you know what I did? And this was like back in 2014. Right when Instagram started doing the stories, I just one day I was just hiking and I just said, fuck it. I am gonna do these stories and I'm just gonna say my mind. I'm just gonna say whatever ideas I have out there. I'm just gonna put it out there with the confidence. And the confidence does not mean that you're a badass or anything. Confidence just means that you'll be okay. That's all it means. That you will survive. Like it doesn't, like that you can do something, and if you fail, you will survive. So confidence is not so much about knowing that you'll succeed. It's knowing that you can handle failure. So I was out there and I just got that in my head. I can handle failure. And so I just started getting on stories and like, yes, people came at me. People came at me and it opened up a dialogue, which was good. And I just kept doing that and doing that and doing that and doing that. And then at some point I was like, I'm not going to even edit this. I'm just, and I just practiced that for a long time, a long time. And that's how I got comfortable in front of the camera. I don't know if I could get in front of people on a stage, but before I was terrible. Like in college, if I had to present something, I was so bad that my presentations took too long. My hands would sweat. And I could see people's faces, and they were traumatized by my trauma. I could see how they felt really bad for me, and it was just like, you could just see like, when people know that you're not doing well, and yeah. So, okay, Mare says she has to head out. Stevie, everyone, have a great night. Bye, 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 Heather. Thank you for stopping by, and we're gonna see you on Sunday. I gotta put that on the calendar. Okay, all right. Joelle, yeah, Antigua Agenda. Her name is Heather, if you remember that. So, yes. Okay, so Nightmare, bless. Good night, Heather. I'll go find you here. I love antiques. Oh gosh, she's so fun. She's so fun. I found you from that. Found you all from that first video, that 5 things I don't do that they say that I should do, I think. And when I saw that you were like YouTube creators, I was like, oh goody, because I really, really want to make connection with other YouTubers, in the same kind of like at the same level, Hi, Volpine. Sorry you're late. Hi. How are you? It's so good to see you. We're actually going overtime here. So, but this will be there will be there's going to be replay, like it's going to be recording soon, and it will take a couple hours, and then you can watch the whole thing. And I am going to be doing this every week. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it Thursday or Friday. I don't know what's best. It seems like I always want to do it Thursday, but Thursday also seems like it's the time when things always happen to come up, and it's hard. Like something happens, and I like, and I can't make all Thursdays, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I want to make it Fridays, but a lot of people do things on Fridays. And then I'm also a little worried that maybe we'll get an invitation to do something on Friday. Like we haven't had an invitation to do something on Friday for like 5 years or so. But I just don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to fail before I succeed. So Kelly Murray, my dog Sting is 13. I don't have children. I'm not looking forward to one. Yeah, it's so hard. But you know what? You're gonna survive it, and you go on, but yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm sorry that you have that anxiety. I have it too, with my 4-year-olds, but yeah. I so I have a little advice. I don't know if this is, but consider getting Sting a companion now. And that way, when the time does come, you will have a companion still. And you won't have to go through that guilt of like, I can't get another dog. Like I can't do that. I would be like, you know, I would feel like I'm replacing Sting, but that's actually not the case. I'm sure Sting does not would I'm sure our dogs don't want us to be uncared for. Our dogs want us, they want someone to watch us, to guard us, they think that's important. So, but yeah, that's just my thought. And also a young dog can really, bring out the life of an older dog too. Meredith says, yes, Stevie, we both miss her little snuggle bug. Yeah, Molly. A year now. Oh, God. That's, I can't believe it's been a year. Yeah, she was so sweet. Yeah. Oh, God, I hope no one's crying right now. Okay. The meow, Chrissy, meow. And then you do it again anyway. Yes. Are we talking about how we love our animals and how hard it is? And we just do it over and over. We do it over and over again because that is freaking life. That is the beauty of life. Like, just, it's right there. It's the grief, it's the love. That is the essence. It's right there. It's just, you can't, I don't know, you can't get more holier than, the relationship between our dogs and us, I think. Maybe I'm getting crazy, but yeah. Joelle, what were you going to suggest? Woof, woof. Beady Bob, woof, woof. Are we talking about dogs? Okay. Yes. Oh, Joelle, wasn't sure how open I would be to a Zoom, but I think that would be so cool. Yes, I would love to do a Zoom. So if anybody is interested in Zooming, let me know. And we'll try and get that together. Nightmare Bliss. I've been a dog rescue mom for 24 years. I've learned more about unconditional love, I know, from all the dogs I've had than from most people, right? I want my dogs right now. I locked them out. I want them so bad right now. You can learn a lot from those who have nothing to offer but love. Mm-hmm. Joelle says, every week I do assume creative writing class, and it's been a great group for 2 years, and it's kind of what we do, and we also read our pieces that we've written. Yeah, that's so good. That's so good that you are, going out there and getting together. Maybe I need to join that group. Would you take me? I don't like reading everything though as much. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't know. I mean, I put stuff out there all the time, so I guess it's okay. Um, and um, and like the last time that I feared reading my work to a group was before I started putting lots of writing out there. So so Mare would love to Zoom too. So Joelle, coffee and Nightmare Bliss is coffee, tea, and Zoom chat. I'm in. Okay. On the insecurities note, I was a walking insecurity. Not anymore. You can move past them, and imposter syndrome is a real thing. That's my biggest challenge. I think, I think everybody experiences imposter syndrome. I mean, unless I'm not gonna say it, but um, yeah, I know you did a video and you were talking about insecurities, And the funny thing that I've kind of observed in my life is that people who talk about insecurities, like my friends who talk about it, who say they're insecure and to kind of work it out, it seemed to me like when I know them that they are actually not that insecure. Like you have to be really vulnerable just to put that out there in the first place, just to say that I am insecure, just to have the confidence, just to, because when you put yourself out there, like, you're being vulnerable, you're, some people are going to see that as an opportunity to attack, um, and you do it, you put yourself out there for the love of people because someone else needed to hear it that day. And I don't find that to be incredibly insecure, but I feel like you're just kind of about speaking of the human condition, that we get insecure. We are insecure sometimes, and that happens, So Joel says, I love the story of how you got started. Oh, how, yes, Yellow Springs. Thank you. Um, Nightmare Bliss. I've been on so many stages, you have no idea. That's why I'm so goofy in my videos. I love you. I love your videos. I need to watch more of them, but the ones that I've loved, because I don't do a lot of makeup stuff. I'm kind of, if I only have like one makeup video in me, you know? I have like one bag of makeup. And I just, I could do it with my eyes shut, but, message retracted. Okay. I don't know what that is. You, oh, thank you, Kelly. I mean, I hope, I don't know. I, what can I say? Um, all I know is that you'll survive, that's it. And, I've, I've lost a lot of dogs. Meowcracy Meow, that's true. I love your name. I've never have just one pet, and if I didn't, I don't know how I would get in through it. If you have to, it's hard. So this happened. We lost Zoe. No, when we lost Zoe 4 years ago, hard to believe. We lost Zoe, and then we had our dog Tux, who died when he was 18. He was an Irish Wolfhound lab mix, and he died at 18. But he was very elderly, even when she died, which was like 3 years before he died. So he was 15, and he was very elderly. And it was just, there was a bit of heaviness in our home because of having two dogs with issues. And so when she passed, there was, well, okay, when she passed, there was just not a lot going. It was just quiet. It was so quiet. It was so depressing. And then we ended up getting puppies, and the puppies didn't replace her, but they brought so much energy to our house. Energy to Tux, He became so much more vibrant as well. Tux is mourning Zoe. Like when Zoe died, Tux would just go out into the yard and walk the perimeter and literally cry. So it was really sad. And he felt insecure too because he had no one guarding him. He didn't have a little pit bull girl guarding him. She always policed him. She always told him what to do. Like she, you know. And he needed that. But it was just those puppies. It was like Christmas all the time. They like, yeah, I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's like a bunch of little kids, running through your house. Yeah, it really changed things. It made us, me and Mike, it made everybody so much happier. So Meredith says, one of the things I was thinking about on Wednesday was that I need to go play with some puppies or kitties. That would have been a cheerful thing. Yes. Mhm. Maybe you can volunteer over at the Humane Society or something. That would be fun. Or maybe you can even foster if you don't want to get a dog, you can foster. I know that is hard, like bringing them in and letting them go, but it's also good training too. Another thing is you could go even maybe volunteer for what are, service dogs, um, you know, and that you can like foster. It's not like really foster, but you bring them into your home and you train them, um, you know, in a home like situation, and then you give them, you know, to the person who needs them. Democracy Meow. I used to be a full-time dog walker, best job ever, but I have cats. You know, at one time I thought about dog walking, but I used to have a pack of 7 dogs out in New Mexico, and I don't know, we had some altercations with them and other dogs, and I have a little PTSD. I've been bit by a dog, and this is an area that I've lost my confidence, you know, where I thought I could walk dogs, but now I feel that you know, a little nervous about encounters that might that I might not be able to handle. How do you have to handle that, or I mean, have you ever had a problem with that at all? Okay, so what Joelle says, okay, so what is it? Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is just like that belief that let's say you get a job, um, let's say you're you know you're a singer and you get a job at a club, and but you're like, I don't know why they hired me to get a job in the club. Like maybe like you say awful things to yourself, you know, you're like maybe they don't I maybe they just hired me because they couldn't find anybody else, or maybe this or maybe that, but I don't really deserve this. I don't really believe I should be here, and somehow I'm scamming people, but nobody's caught on yet. I mean, that's kind of like what imposter syndrome is, you know, those kind of ideas that go in your head. Meredith says, Stevie and I did our makeup together one time on Facebook. We did on FaceTime. We did. That was so fun. That was a while ago. Oh my God, that was so fun though. Yeah, we did contouring and everything. We did like the whole paint by numbers thing. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Nightmare Bliss is explaining it too. It's when you feel like you're uneducated or not worthy enough or to speak on a topic or do something because you feel you aren't good enough, even if you're an expert. Yes. Actually, I just started doing makeup again just in last month. So I do a lot of vlogs, reviews, and lifestyle stuff. I get too bored only doing makeup. There, you were talking about makeup that sounded so good the other day, and I can't remember the name of it, but they're vegan, like they're staunchly vegan, and they do all kinds of research just to make sure that everything about their makeup is copacetic. And you did a swatch of this incredible like unicorn shade. It was like magic itself. It was like all the colors of the rainbow, you know, and shifting. It was like lively. It was so beautiful. Okay, so Joel's like, thanks for clarifying. That was on the imposter. My voice. I'm gonna have to get off. And Nightmare Bliss said, I lost the 2 dogs this year, but we also have Casper, your death Iggy, who just celebrated his 1 year gotcha day. And little Enid, I love the tiny puppy who's always in my vids now. Yes. We love pets. Oh, yeah. Okay. I am going to have to get going. I'm losing my voice. And Mike and I are going to go do like an art tour tomorrow. And like it's we're going to go like to different studios and stuff like that. And he and I have got to decide which route we're going to take, like which ones we're going to look at. So we have to get together, and he goes to bed at 10. So so we're gonna have to do that right now. But stop burping me. Okay. That's part of my, like, sometimes I don't know if Mare or like if you experience this doing videos, but sometimes before I'm gonna do videos, I get like I get burpy. I think it's nerves. But okay. You've never been bit. I just naturally feel close with dogs, right? I guess I read their body. Yes. Right. Yeah. So I've been bit through by my neighbor's dog because I broke up a dog fight. But that's the thing. Like I've broken up dog fights before, and so I have a little PTSD. Like I have imposter syndrome. Literally, like I feel like I can't handle the situation, or I don't know if I can handle the situation, and then I get anxiety, and I know that my dogs can sense it. So sometimes I worry that I'm actually creating a problem. That if I get a little nervous, my anxiety brims up, that another dog is going to get triggered by that, and I myself am going to create a situation. So I guess that's breathing exercises are really good for that. That's very fear-based and it causes problems. I'm actually communicating fear, but we're wrapping this around. It creates, fear to that other dog, and it creates a potential situation that would not have existed if it weren't the fear. So breathe. I do have my next video is, I wanted to get it out today, but I didn't. It's going to come out tomorrow. But it is an adjunct to this video. It spins off, not this video, but this live is a spin-off of that video that's coming out. And it is about how we're responding to the election, fear-based, that whole, I'm thinking of it as an act of resistance. So stay tuned to that. And okay, we got some more. Mare says, "Oh my God, Stevie, we so need to talk. I'm a private dog groomer and a trainer, especially rehabbing scared dogs. Although my day job is dog grooming, I'm retired from training, but decades of experience." Okay. Yeah, we do need to talk because maybe you might be able to help me because I have, like, this is something that I didn't have before, this anxiety. But, after having a pack of dogs in the mountains, I have to tell you, before all of this happened, before I had a pack of dogs, before I was dealing with dog fights, I had a dog named Kiana. We lived in the Sierras. We lived in Mammoth Lakes. And you're not going to believe this, but it's true. I was so free-spirited then. I was like Ether, and I had this dog who I thought she was half dingo. I don't know, but she was like a chow shepherd mix. And out in the meadow behind our house, there were coyotes, like would play coyotes, and then there was also packs of dogs. And I don't shame me on this, but I literally let her out to pack up with dogs, and they would go out and play with the coyotes. The dogs and the coyotes would play in the meadow. And I thought this was a good idea. I guess other people did too. And with coyotes are cultural. Like, they are different in different places. And in Mammoth, which was a ski resort, the coyotes kind of were a little domesticated, I think, because they, they weren't out in the mountains chasing rabbits. They were dumpster diving. So they were a little bit more domestic, and it made a different kind of coyote, than the coyotes that I experienced in New Mexico. The coyotes in New Mexico actually went after our dogs. But it was just really interesting. I was so free-spirited then and so unafraid, and that happened. I even had a coyote walk up to us and say hi to my dog while I was walking her. It was just crazy. So Nightmare Bliss says, "Oh yeah, okay. Joel, I can't say I've experienced imposter syndrome before, but I'm 61, so there's still time. Good. I hope you don't. um, yeah, I don't think you will. I actually don't think you will. So we don't need to look forward to this. Um, oh my God, I burp in my car vlogs all the time. Good thing I'm like, not coughing and farting, so. Democracy, yeah, I've broken up dog fights, but not a bad one, and luckily I didn't get bit. Yeah, I got bit. Luckily I was out in the snow. I was snowshoeing, and yeah. She also says, I used to monitor doggy daycare too, and I learned wow, so many dog people here, to read them so I could dive in and separate them before anything happened. Yeah. Yeah, I can read them too, but my brain plays tricks on me. I don't know. This is like, it's almost like an imposter syndrome. I actually feel like that I'm causing the situation though. Because I don't feel like I'm in control, obviously. Like I'm totally in control of my dogs. Like I was walking Zoe when I lived in Oakland, and I was walking her through the hills, and we came, and a pit bull came up to her, not like another pit bull, and I was so afraid. I was so afraid. And then Zoe got to be afraid. And this dog came up to her and bit her, actually bit her. It wasn't a bad bite. And then someone chased that dog off. But I feel like that was all me. That was me. I caused that, It was like all on me. And so I need to meditate or something and just kind of get control over that anxiety. Good night. Good night, Joelle. Looking forward to Zoom. Yes, we'll figure that out. Volpine. I said Volpine, Danny. Okay, good night. Hope to pop on earlier next time. Well, you guys let me know when's a good time, because maybe this isn't a good time. Maybe another time would be better. Give me a day too. Like, tell me what's a good time. So, bye, Volpine. I had 10 rescue dogs when I moved here. I'm down to 4. We'll talk. Yes. We're going to have some fun and conversations about dogs. Because like in New Mexico, we had a pack. Dogs to coyotes and dogs together. Yeah. Yeah, well, those are magical times. Okay. All right. Fear does mess with your mind for sure. Yep, the fear thing. Yep. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I came on tonight helping to teach y'all a little bit about fear, and you know what? You're all teaching me about fear, which is great. So we're all helping each other. I love that. Okay, sleep well, everyone, and look for the video tomorrow, probably tomorrow night. And then look for the links under this video so that you can go like support everybody's channel and websites and everything and get that playlist. The playlist is also in the community post as well. And yeah, all right. Good night. Bye y'all.